To some startling new information now when it comes to COVID and children. One age group in particular has a shockingly high number of positive test results. And as CTV's Penny Daflos reports, that is prompting an urgent message from the provincial health officer.
Whether it's a mild cough or a fever,
what I'm hearing from pediatricians around Vancouver, Lower Mainland, and BC in general, yes, there are a higher number of children that do have COVID and are diagnosed with COVID.
Thankfully, hospitalizations are not up for youngsters, but those around them may be a different story. A new report from the BC CDC found in late March, 1 in 5 kids aged 10 to 14 who got a COVID test were positive for the virus. That's 20%. The provincial average, just 12%.
There have been a number of exposure events, as I'm sure you're aware, in schools, not surprisingly, related to the increase we're seeing in communities.
The provincial health officer points out the figures are from before the mask mandate for students at that age.
The testing was done as people went back to school, but the exposures and the transmission that we were seeing was over the March break for the most part.
But kids were home for just as long over the Christmas break, and infections went down while they were away from school. So what's different now? Well, all signs point to variants, which are more contagious and increasingly replacing original COVID. The question is how variants might affect kids.
I am not aware that symptoms of the variants are causing a much worse disease in children, but we are concerned that the numbers may go up with the variants in BC.
There's also renewed urgency from the top with this message for parents of school-aged kids.
How important it is, if anybody in the family is unwell, get tested, do not go to work, do not send your children to school. That is important right now as we've seen the rates in our communities take off.
Now the waiting game is on to see whether Easter weekend gatherings will lead to another surge. Penny Daflos, CTV News, Vancouver.